I'm in Washington, D.C. now with one of the leading YouTube fitness instructors, Brandon Carter. We went for lunch on U Street where we had some sandwiches and coffee. And after a short walk, we're now in Meridian Park, which you can see in the background, and the fountains and such. And I just wanted to meet with him today just to ask him a few things. And one thing I wanted to start off with is, you may not know, Brandon Carter used to live here. He used to live in DC. And can you tell us a little bit about that? What were your experiences like here?
Yeah, man, when I was in DC, I graduated from school. I graduated from school in 2004. So that was like, over 10 years ago. And my time here, though, it was a little different, right? Because Howard University, there's at least when I was there, they were saying it was like 12 girls to every guy. And that was like a big reason why I chose that school. I got accepted into other schools, like good schools, DePaul University. I almost went to Michigan State. I was excited about that because they won the Final Four that year. But I said, nah, man, 12 girls every guy. I like those odds. That's why I came to DC. It's a lot different now. It's like, it seems safer. It's like, before I remember like going outside and it seemed like homeless people would rush me like it was a fucking blitz, like I'm goddamn, like I'm Aaron Rodgers and I'm trying to like avoid getting sacked by some homeless people for money. And I haven't seen that too much now. It's a little different, less homeless people.
One thing that has changed since I've lived here, I've been away for about 6 years now, is that there's a lot of corporate chains. I see a lot of Whole Foods, a lot of Starbucks. Do you think that has changed the character of the city?
Yeah, it's definitely changed. All right, I see it as good and bad. Like, it's good as far as it's bad. Like, it's safer. It seems safer around here. Like, my car probably got broken into on a monthly basis when I was here. It seems like that's probably not the issue now, but now it's more like, it's more corporate, and like mainstream and less, like it's not, we were talking about earlier, it's not as hip. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, it's more cookie cutter now. There's a lot more cookie cutter now. And before it had a little more character, uniqueness. It's not the same DC I remember. Now this is like just any town USA.
So I know that you live in New York City right now. What would you say are some of the differences between DC and New York?
Well, the main difference, I would say the main difference is just New York is more densely populated, but like there's also like hotter chicks just walking around, and that's because a lot of that's just because New York is like literally the hottest women in the world come to New York to be famous or models or whatever, so there's a lot of that. But it's just density, size. Like it's just like we're on one of the busiest streets, and it would be like you'll never see like Manhattan look like that,
Do you think there's a kind of character or personality of man who chooses to live in DC versus New York? Is one city better for a certain type of man compared to the other?
DC is a little more laid back. New York is kind of, I like it because I'm kind of type A a little bit, so like I like to feel that little stress and intensity. But I mean, DC is expensive though. Like there's people who are like go-getters and stuff like out here too. But you can go out into like Maryland or Virginia where things might be a little calmer. But New York's more intense. But but if you're going for but as far as like games concerned, if you're going for volume, there's no city better than New York, except for maybe like London, maybe for volume. Like just sheer volume. I don't know, maybe.
But in New York, since it's more expensive, do you have to work harder?
Yeah, it's expensive. So like if you don't. Yeah, I guess it's the personality, man. You gotta either see me. I found a loophole. I work for myself, and I have online business exclusively. So like I don't really probably work as hard as like the average guy 9 to 5 is probably killing them. But I found a loophole. So like I don't know. But even still, if I lived somewhere else, I'd get more for my money. So if I lived like in the South or Texas, in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I can do I'd probably have a bigger, better house if that was the goal.
So you've had the opportunity to travel a lot due to your fitness jobs. And what do you think is the best city for guys? Is there one that really stands out?
You know what? I had a lot of good experience in Atlanta. Atlanta is weird. It's weird just because, but I think it's because like, or this is like a weird race dynamic, but like, it seems like they, for a light-skinned black guy, it's still like that slave mentality. Like you're like the shit still in Atlanta. No bullshit. No bullshit. So like black girls think like you're the shit if you're light. So but that's in particular to me. New York and just in general, just for volume, just like you can just get the volume in New York. Like you can get volume in New York like you can't get anywhere else. If that's your, and I feel like no matter what kind of skill you have, you can speak on this, whether you have skills or not. If you go after the volume, you'll be successful. But I like. You know, I've only lived in big cities, man. So New York, Miami, Atlanta's the smallest city I've ever lived in.
But is Atlanta a dark city? Is it a lot of black people?
Nah. There's a lot of white girls in Atlanta too. Like you know, I'm pretty popular. I did well with white girls too, you know.
And is there any cities that you want to check out that you've heard some good things?
The cities you talk about, you know what I'm saying? The cities you go to, the Eastern Europe and stuff, you know.
All right, now let's get into some fitness. What do you think is the biggest mistake that guys into bodybuilding, into lifting weights are making right now?
The main mistake I see is, all right, so there's a few, but the main mistake is them not getting into a program at all. Like they're just going in there, let me do some fucking curls or some shrugs. Like especially the kids, the young high school kids, they love shrugs, man. They're always doing dumbbell shrugs. I'm like, I don't know. All right, man. I mean, I guess the curls and shrugs, they love them. So like, I can tell they're just in there doing random shit, you know, and they're not following a protocol. Like there's a reason. Like you want to follow a proven protocol. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to just go in there and try to make shit up. Or you try to figure it out. You don't have to because it's been laid out for you. Someone has done it, do what's worked for some people, or at least try it. You know what I'm saying? Try something instead of, I think that's the biggest thing. They just go in there doing random shit, and random actions get random results. Yeah.
Now, a lot of men, they start their bodybuilding program with either starting strength or convict conditioning. Do you think those are good starting points for men?
I love starting strength. I feel like everybody, that should be like, men should have to read it, have to go through the program in a high school or something. You know, it's like, that's the barbell Bible. Like even now I refer to it when I think those are really good, like especially basic programs. Or convict conditioning I'm not as familiar with, but I know it's a body weight type of protocol. So I mean, a lot of guys start with body weight, especially if they don't have access to a gym. So anything's better than nothing, you know. But at least it's a protocol, and that's better than just doing random shit. Yeah.
Is there an alternative, maybe beyond those two books, that you think would serve men better? Or is starting strength really the best option that men getting into fitness have?
I think starting strength is good for a lot of guys, you know, because it's accessible. You can get the book for cheap. It has a track record. But it depends on what your goals are, right? If your goals are to lose fat, then you might want to do something else. Like I have a program called Full Body Blitz, you know, but I'm not just trying to plug my own shit, but it's a good place to start, man. Or whatever. Like I have a book on Amazon. It's 99 cents. That's the cheapest they'll let me put it on Amazon, basically free, and it's Ultimate Cuts if you're trying to lose weight. Or I have another one for building mass. It's on Amazon, Ultimate Mass, and it's 99 cents. It's like I'm not trying to like make a bunch of money off it. It's just, you know, that's what it's 99 cents. And I think those are good starts. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to do P90X or goddamn Insanity or fucking six-pack shortcuts, whatever, Mike Chang, whatever you want to do. It's like anything, even a bad program is better than following no program at all. I really believe that, you know.
What are some of the new trends that are coming out? Because one thing that I got into in the past few years is intermittent fasting, and that was a new thing for me to get into. Do you see anything on the horizon? What's the next big thing in bodybuilding?
When I first heard about intermittent fasting, I was reluctant to even try it, you know, right? Because I come from I'm older, I come from the school, like, 6 meals a day, and I thought it was just a fad. But then I just decided to just give it a shot. and I started getting good results with it. And I liked it as far as my productivity increased like dramatically. And I found that food slows me down a little bit, even my brain and there's science behind it, like the different nervous systems work, sympathetic nervous system, and I don't want to get into all that, but there's a science behind it, you know. But anyway, what I've been experimenting with, I don't know, but like more, it's this stuff that Greg Plitt used to do. I don't know if it's new, but he recommended he only ate like 2 meals a day. He didn't do intermittent fast, but he drank like liquids all day. Like he did juicing and he did like different shakes. At first I thought it was bullshit because he's sponsored by Metrix. And I'm like, oh yeah, Greg says drink Metrix all day, every day, huh? Yeah, all right. Sounds legit. But I started giving it a shot and I was like, oh man, I mean, I don't know if this is a good protocol or not. I'm still experimenting with it. I think it's important to try to see what works for you. But so far, I feel like I'm getting a little stronger, and I'm drinking like mostly like a shake in the morning before a workout, a shake after, then maybe drinking some juice, like juice and green vegetables and fruits, and drinking a few of those during the day. Then maybe 1 meal later in the day, and then more shakes. And then I haven't figured it out yet. But when I feel like this liquid shit, man, it's like it's the same thing with like it's similar to intermittent fasting. What I like about intermittent fasting is like the food slows me down, you know. My people call that the itis. And you don't get that with the liquids. I don't get that as much, you know, so it's like, it's similar.
Some of the guys, they want to gain a lot of mass. Do you think the liquid shakes will help get them there?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so what you do is you make the liquid, what I've been doing is I've been making the liquids very calorically dense. But it's like, because it's liquids, my body doesn't have to, sometimes like beef and stuff, your body has a hard time digesting it. That's why you get tired, because your body's using a lot of energy to digest it. But I make the shakes more calorically dense, right? With I'll put like almond butter in them, like 2 tablespoons of almond, and then like maybe 2-3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now the shake is like almost 1,000, like, you know, 700, 500 calories. You know, up to, you can make it 1,000 each shake if you want it. So I feel like I'm getting more calories now. Cause food, yeah, cause the shakes are so dense and I can just chug them. I think this is gonna be better for guys who have a hard time, if it works. I don't know, I'm still experimenting with it. But I think it'd be better for guys who are hard gainers because they can drink the calories. You can drink more than you can eat, right? But I don't have no science or any data, or I don't even know that it works. I was hesitant to even say it, but because you asked, and so I'll report back to you in a month or two, you know?
Based on gaining mass, what are some of the best supplements out there that you think are most effective?
First of all, I just want to like, you don't need supplements. They're like, supplements are there to like the name, they supplement your diet, right? Diet is the most important thing, like by far. You can't out supplement a bad diet. So having that said though, just make sure your training is right. I feel like it goes like this. Training is most important. That's paramount. You know, it's imperative you get your training right, and you get then you get your diet right. And supplements should be the very last thing a guy worries about, right? Because you can get it without supplements, but then once you have everything right, then you start worrying about supplements. A lot of guys, the first thing they do is go to GNC when they don't even know what kind of work. You know, they have all this, they're eating all this shit, but they say, oh, this doesn't work, but it's because nah, man, your program doesn't work. Your diet's you can't out supplement a bad diet. So what you want to do is, it's all good. What you want to do is, the supplements that I feel are good, I think protein, I take protein powder, right? But it's not like magic, right? Protein is basically, whey protein is a byproduct of the dairy, you know, the cheese making, right? So it's like, it's fucking dairy, right? It's basically, and it's not magic. You can get your protein anyway, right? So, but I take it just because it's an easy way to get protein, because I'm not gonna walk around, or I take a bars with me, because it's an easy way to get protein. I'm not gonna walk around Manhattan with a bunch of steaks, you know. But so I like protein. I like creatine has been shown to work. Creatine's been shown to work, and it's been shown to be pretty safe, you know. Like, and you know what, man? I like caffeine, man. Like caffeine before like training. Like I feel, for me, it helps me a lot, man. It's like there was a time when I was just drinking like black coffee before a workout. And that was it. That was like all I took, you know, and I made progress with that.
Now, actually, you sell a supplement. What are the ingredients in this supplement and what are some of the effects that it has?
All right, so my company, Laboratories, we have two products right now. We have others, the whole line is in development, but right now we have a fat burner and a pre-workout. The pre-workout is new. It's called Rebellion, and it has it has a lot of caffeine. It has as much caffeine as about 4 shots of espresso. That's not for everybody, man. That's for, I mean, you gotta, if you're an extremist, go for it. If not, then maybe you can like take half a dose. It also has a bunch of amino acids, and like these certain amino acids such as beta-alanine, citrulline, they help you get that pump, you know, that when you're lifting. So you know when you're working out and you get, you know, the pump is not the biggest thing in the world, but it helps. It helps something. I don't even know if it helps you get bigger, but it psychologically, it helps. You know, and the caffeine helps you just get a good workout. So you don't need it. It's just, for me, it gives me an edge, but I'm not gonna sit here and say you need, it's not a magic red drink or anything like that. It's just, it gives me a little edge, but you can definitely get big without it, you know.
Can your supplement help me before I gain beautiful women in Eastern Europe? Will it give me that edge that I need?
I think it would. Does caffeine help for you? Help you become more talkative and affable and sociable? If caffeine helps you, then, or just getting like a rush, like staying up, like late at night. I've taken pre-workouts before I went out, you know, and it's helped me.
Now, a lot of guys use alcohol to help them in social interactions. It helps to increase their confidence and makes them more social. Does alcohol have that same effect on you?
I think alcohol makes me do everything a little worse. Like just me, you know, like, so I don't even drink that much. Like when I'm, like, I just don't like it as much. When I was younger, I used to like, yeah, let's get fucking wasted. But now it's, I don't know, like caffeine is, I like alcohol's a downer, you know, I'm more in, I like uppers, you know, so caffeine is like, I think it helps a lot more, actually.
To see part 2 of this video, click the link below.